Very good evening, friends. This is Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. Now, standing today on 20th October 2020, I am going to be shooting a pretty important video for exactly how the banking in this world is shaping up. Many people understand that I started my career as a treasury function in 2007, and from there on I spent around 10 years in a treasury function. While working in a treasury function, you really realize that how exactly is treasury moving, exactly how exactly the banks are doing, what are private equity players, what are venture capitalist players, what exactly is the term sheet, how to sign a term sheet, what are the various indications, or what are the various agreements that we need to sign. On a very often note, we get lot of questions from young guns. Exactly, they need to spare their life in a treasury function, and they are asking from us that what we exactly do to be self-sufficient in a treasury. Now, first of all, I would like to explain one thing very clearly, that the time I started in 2007 and time we are speaking, which is around 2021 precisely, which is around 14 years, there are a lot of changes that had happened in the treasury function. In our times, when we worked in treasury functions, the value of apps were very low. Though banks were having apps, they were having e-banking platform, but now the value of apps is too much versus it was in 2007. Simplistically speaking, digitization was 2 out of 10 in 2007, and now it is 8 out of 10 in 2007. More importantly, when the young guns come to us and they ask that we really wish to be in a treasury function, they really need to understand that they are moving in a world which is really volatile in nature. Example, and they need to learn a lot. Example, yesterday there was a great debate which was happening in the market, and that debate was that if the Biden administration will come in the US, then the US treasury notes will once again back to 1%. Probably they would be heading more than 1%, and the maximum cap is around 1.35%. I'm not saying whether this is right or wrong. This is basically, the time will tell whether it is right or wrong. But the point is, I have hardly seen any Indian forum where the young guns are coming in public domain and discussing these things. So what I exactly wanted to convey is that today in 2021, if you wanted to be in a banking parlance, you really need to decide exactly in which part of bank you need to work. Example, would you like to work in a corporate treasury? Would you like to work in front office desk? Would you like to work in the middle office desk? Because remember that the back office is a history now. No one talks about back office now. And back office is just like we are having in the books. That's a separate thing, that Indian banks are still having back office, and while we talk about big banks like JP Morgan and HSBC, they are sparing a very handsome amount of money in terms of technological upgradation. While as we speak in COVID-19, the US banks spent a very handsome amount of money in terms of technological upgradation, and I'm sure that the investment which they made is definitely going to be helping them in a very long run, compared to almost zero investment made by the Indian banks. Indian banks claim that they are having some app which they term this as remittance app, but the reality is that this is not a digitization. So if you really wish to be in the banking, you really need to decide which area of the banking you wanted to touch. We are living in a times when accounting is also going live. Example, in 2007, there were not much talk pertaining to treasury management system. Not many people were aware about Murex, Calypso, although I always came in public domain and claim that both Murex and Calypso are legacy based system, and there are a lot of changes to be done in these TMS. But the point is very clear. Do we really understand even these legacy based systems? That is the more important thing. Let's take a very simplistic example in that regards. There are many MBA institutions, those who are offering variety of MBA degrees in India. Some call this as a postgraduate diploma, some call this diploma in banking and finance, some call this MBA, some call this CFA, certified financial analyst, some call this FRM, CPA. There are a variety of people, those who are offering such degrees. But do you know any degree that is letting you about how exactly you need to learn TMS, Treasury Management System? The day is not far when Treasury Management System will integrate with artificial intelligence and machine learning. But the point is clear. Do we really understand how exactly Treasury Management System works? Forget about linking with artificial intelligence and machine learning. That is the most important thing. See, today bank do not need people, those who just come, do the job and go. That's more important. Today bank needs the people, those who come and give some idea or something. Because of that, banks grow. That's more important. But unfortunately, this is not happening. The kind of skills banks are looking forward, especially when I speak from angle of the US banks, they are not getting that skills. They need to spend handsome amount of money in terms of trainings on their employees, and considering COVID-19, the shortfall in the revenue, increase in compliance cost and all, they don't have that level of money in terms of providing training. So guys, everything can be divided into two parts. One is basically, like I say, SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunities and threat. I think 2021 is a great era of opportunities. Opportunities in the sense like when we need to take up a call and when we need to decide exactly, are we going to take these opportunities or not? Are we going to be simply disregarding these opportunities? Example, compliance. Basel 4 is one of the key areas that is coming in 2021, and I'm sure that as soon as COVID-19 is over, probably by 2022 end completely, I hope so, then compliance will once again back to the picture. But are we ready for the compliance? That's more important. And another very important thing that we need to learn, and especially the young guns needs to learn, and especially those people, those who really wish to be in the consultancy business, is that are you really compatible enough to understand how Thomson Reuters and Bloomberg works? No. I have hardly seen very few people on the social media shares Bloomberg and Reuters screenshot. In fact, we are one of them, those who share the screenshot, but I have hardly seen anyone sharing these screenshot. Now, most of the people even do not know how exactly Thomson Reuters and Bloomberg work. And this is one of the reasons why majority of the young guns is away from the reality. Example, most of the people even do not know that we are having SOFR, Secured Overnight Financing Rate, CORA, ESTR and TOSR, and there are various such rates which we are having. But the point is very clear. Do we know how to compute these rates? We do not. Do we know how to compute OIS using SOFR? Do we know how to compute the difference between LIBOR and SOFR? And there are humongous amount of questions which I can ask. Hey guys, we need to understand one thing very clearly and upfrontly, is that we are living in the times when we need to learn a lot of new things. And these new things can only be possible provided we think from that angle. But unfortunately, we are not thinking from that angle. And this is a result why most of the people not been able to reach where they are. Example, people do so many degrees, CFA, FRM, GARP, and there are variety chartered accountancy, and there are a variety of degrees they do. But the question is very clear. Do these degrees really tell them or help them how exactly the banking world is going on? I really don't think so. These degrees tell them. So guys, we need to understand that 2021 banking is about digitization. It's about regulatory reforms, which includes Basel III, reforms in the ETF market, ITF market, mutual funds market, reporting market, BiFID second, CRR 4, now it is CRR 6. Are we ready for this? That is really very important thing, and that is what we really need to learn. Because until otherwise we agree to this, we might not be able to reach to our consensus, we not able to reach to where what we really wish to do. So in this video, I would like to let all the young guns know that rather than running before a degree, just see what exactly bank is looking forward. If you really wish to see how much you know in your banking, then it is better you download the annual report of a big bank like Goldman, JP, Standard Chartered, Citi, UBS, Barclays, and you yourself see how much you understand out of it. If you're not been able to understand 5%, you are bound to lose. And more important guys, let me tell you one thing, that we are living in a world of digital banking. Since we are living in a world of digital banking, and I'm telling you that as soon as coronavirus is over, then huge amount of action is set in the digital banking. In fact, pre-corona also, many banks across the globe winded up several hundred branches. Now they've not been able to do so because of corona. But this action will start once again as soon as the corona is over. Now the point is very clear, are we really in a situation to take a benefit out of this? And that really requires on your skills. So guys, every day is definitely a new day. And remember that the way banking moves across the globe, it's not how it moves in India. So choice is yours. Because Indian banking is still same. RTGS, NEFT, fund, fixed deposit, mutual fund, non-performing asset. This is the size and scope of Indian banking. But global banking is about regulatory, LIBOR, SOFR, CORA, ESTR, Basel IV, ETFs, ITFs, commodities market and all. No offense, but if you look at CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange and London Mercantile Exchange, only two, Chicago Mercantile Exchange and London Mercantile Exchange, and just compare their turnover with the Indian index's turnover, you will see exactly where they stand and the kind of products they are offering. Today, the FX platform of CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, is much wider than even of a bank, to be honest. And I'm sure 99% of the people never opened CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange website, and try and look what exactly they are offering. That is really the problem. Today, CME FX platform is not only bigger than any bank, but it is growing at a very exponential pace. The coverage London Metal Exchange give in commodities market is way beyond any commodities market of the globe except CME. And I'm sure many people, those who wish to be in a bank, they never thought about how we can establish a link between the Tokyo commodity market, the Dalian commodity market, SGX Singapore commodity market, and of course LME and CME. These arbitrage hardly anyone understand because we don't pay any attention to how exactly it works. And this is one of the reasons that most of the young guns, even though they have degrees, but they end up, you understand. I hope you get the message what I wanted to convey. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting. You know our WhatsApp 9818485155. Treasury Consulting is looking as a bank, and we are definitely working in that direction, and we are really not bothered what exactly happening. We only try to chase what is best in the banking, and I think American banking is as of now the best banking we have in the globe. The way they handle coronavirus crisis is hats off. I think the way they handle coronavirus crisis is really in a much better way compared to any other country of the globe. I have to say this. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting. You know our WhatsApp guys. Have a great time.